Hello and welcome to Verbaling. I'm teacher Oakley. For the next hour here on Verbaling, we are going to be learning vocabulary which is related to marriage. The whole thing from the engagement right through to the divorce. Okay, we're going to be learning some of the simple nouns and terminologies used when we talk about marriage, as well as some phrases, some verbs, and even adjectives used to describe the bride. We will be doing this through a mixture of fill-in-the-blank exercises, maybe a mix and match exercises, as well as some conversation and discussion as we work our way through the exercises. Okay. Before we get started, let me welcome the class, who is Heidi so far. Hello, Heidi.
Hello, nice to see you again. I'm steam sauna. I'm in the steam sauna now.
You are?
Yeah, very hot and humid.
Can you bring your computer in there?
No. Yeah, it's very hot and humid.
Yeah, can you bring your laptop or computer into a sauna?
So far, it's okay.
Really? I would be very nervous to do that. I don't have the guts to do that. Okay. Anyhow, our conversation and class today and exercises will center around the around marriage. Heidi, you know all about this. You're a married woman. How long have you been married?
Yeah, sure.
How long have you been married, if I may ask?
20 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
And thank you.
That's wonderful. Okay. Just occurred to me that I can't remember how long I've been married. Shh, don't tell my wife. Okay. I don't know where the rest of you guys are for class today, so I'm just going to get started with Heidi, but please jump in the class whenever you can, and I'll say hello, and we'll go about our lesson. Okay, I'm going to begin at the beginning. I'm going to share some material, and we're going to talk about the beginning of the process, getting engaged. Okay, well, here we go.
Today you have a lot of lessons.
I do. I always do on Wednesdays.
And we're sacrificing the lunchtime break.
Well, I'll have to have lunch at 1. I do have lunch.
Only 1 hour.
Yeah, so I've got a ways to go, but yeah, okay. I'm sure I'll be starving by the time it's lunchtime. Okay, all right. Let's start off with getting engaged. Okay, we're going to do a simple fill-in-the-blank exercise here with these words, phrases, expressions, propose to, set a date, etc., to learn some keywords and phrases, actually, that we use when we're talking about getting engaged. All right, well, first of all, Heidi, what on earth is getting engaged?
Getting engaged, engaged marriage.
Yeah, okay, you kind of make the deal, make the promise, okay, to get married, okay, more or less. All right, starting with the first sentence, go ahead and read it and try to pick a suitable word or phrase to fill in the blank.
Okay, I've got some news. I'm really excited. Mark proposed me to marry him last night. I said yes.
Okay. Now, Uh, okay, although it kind of fits when somebody asks, usually the man asks the woman to marry the woman, asks the woman to marry him, rather. Okay, we can't, then that's called, he's proposing, to propose, as the verb. So you're right to pick the verb. The problem is with the phrase propose to. Oh, okay. Mark proposed to me to marry him last night. It's a little awkward, and here's why. Because normally we would say Mark proposed to me last night. Because propose means to ask for marriage, so it's a little redundant to...
okay, then ask is better.
Yeah, it is, because of the redundancy, because to propose is to ask to marry. So, yeah, it's kind of repetitive. Right, okay, Mark asked me to marry him last night. Okay, very good. Asked, past, simple past tense. Very good. That's right. So you ask someone to marry you, or you propose to someone. You don't need, if I say I propose to my wife, I don't need to say anything about marriage because it's right in the definition. Okay, now we've got some other students in class. Okay, hello, Alan. Welcome to the class.
Hi, teacher. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And also Julio. Hello, Julio. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, Professor. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Okay, Alan, we're doing a little fill-in-the-blank exercises. Filling in the blank with these words or phrases to talk about the engagement process, for lack of a better word. Alan, number 2, please.
I remember the day my husband
Blank me.
set a date.
Set a date me?
No. We're on holiday in Greece. No.
Okay. It's got to make grammatical sense with the
Okay.
object noun, me.
Okay, I don't know what. Ask me. Ask me. No.
Although that would fit, I remember the day my husband asked me, but it's a little bit strange because you don't know what he asked you.
Sure.
Okay. And asked is in the first sentence. Mark asked me to marry him. You see, when you use asked, you're going to want to know what someone asked.
Propose.
Right.
Propose to me.
There you go. Now you have the to me. All right. There it is. That's it. Okay. See, notice I remember the day my husband proposed to me. We don't have to even mention marriage or marry or any such word because it's already in the definition of propose. That's what, well, one meaning of propose. You can propose a plan of action. You can propose a marketing plan. In business, we have business proposals. But if in English, when we just say someone proposed to someone, it's understood. If you don't give any other information like proposed a marketing plan, if you give no other information, it's understood already you're talking about marriage. Okay. All right. It was all very romantic. Okay. Very good. Alan, are you married?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
In the future, and maybe in 20 years in the future. I don't know.
20 years in the future? Let's see, what?
I don't know when I
Okay.
get married. Maybe
Yeah.
I do, maybe not.
Okay.
Who knows?
Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Okay, use the future tense. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Okay. Fair enough, Alan. All right, we'll talk to you a little later. Julio, number 3.
Okay. Have you heard? Martin and Lisa have just get engaged.
Mm-hmm.
They are planning to get married next year.
Okay, you've got the right answer, which is get engaged, but now you have to worry about the verb tense, okay? Martin and Lisa have, okay, you have a helper verb or an auxiliary verb here. So we can't say have just get invaded. Sorry, have just get engaged. You have to change the form. Do you know what I mean?
The verb
Yeah.
got engaged?
Okay. Have just got engaged could be correct. Absolutely. Because you need a present perfect tense. So that means you need have plus the past participle of the verb. Got is a little tricky. It's an irregular verb, first of all, meaning you can't just add ed at the end. There are 2 forms of the past participle.
Yeah, I know. I think.
So, right. So, got is one form, and the other verb is gotten. Because I'm an American, I would probably say Martin and Lisa have just gotten engaged. Gotten.
Gotten. Yes.
Yeah. G-O-T-T-E-N. Okay. To tell you the truth, I always forget which one is which. Supposedly Americans use one more often than the other, and British use, and I can't ever remember which is which. Who uses got and who uses gotten, because I use both myself, so I don't really remember. Okay. Oh, Keiko has joined us. Hello, Keiko. Welcome to the class. Hello. Good day to you. Keiko, hello? Keiko, are you there? Okay. Not sure if he's really connected or not. So, okay, let me go to Heidi then. Heidi, the most natural question in the world for English speakers after someone says, "Oh, have you heard somebody got engaged?" would be here.
Really? That's fantastic. Have they what?
Have they what?
Have they arranged? Have they arranged?
Arranged what?
Arranged a marriage.
Yeah, there's no object now, so that's not really gonna work.
Another one is set a date.
There you go. Have they set a date? Most natural question in the world. Okay, what does that mean? Have they set a date?
Set a date is
Set a date for what? Set a date for what?
The date of the marriage. He already
that's it.
decided what?
That's it.
Some place to church or some ceremony place.
Yeah, but setting the date is just not arranging. You're talking when you're the place and all that is arranging it, but setting a date is just saying what day it's going to happen. That's it. Not the time, not the place. That's usually the first. Well, the first step is asking, and the second step is to set a date. Right. Okay. So, right. Have they set a date? Would be very natural. Okay, Keiko, are you there now? Are you connected?
Hey teacher, I'm here.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Okay, Keiko, sit tight for a minute so I keep my order right here. I'll get back to you in a little bit. Alan, can you try question number 4?
Okay. In some countries, parents
Blank. Your children's marriages.
ask, arrange.
There you go.
Mhm.
Okay.
In some country, parents arrange their children's marriage. They look for a suitable partner for their son and daughter to marry.
Okay. Very good. They arrange their children's marriages. Don't forget the
Marriage,
S.
yes.
Yeah. And a suitable partner. Okay, so this is called in English, it's called an arranged marriage. So when we say an arranged marriage, that means that the parents decide who you're going to marry. Alan, does this exist in your country? Do people ever make arranged marriages?
No, in my country it's more normal. We choose our partners, but we don't see this. This is not so common here.
Right. Okay. Yeah. In some countries, in the United States, it's unknown, virtually unknown. Some countries, it's quite common. All right, here's some additional information. The man you are engaged to is your fiancé. Notice the spelling, okay? Take a look. The woman you're engaged to is your fiancé. Now, this is really weird, okay? Fiancé, 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 fiancé. All right, there's hardly any difference in the pronunciation, but notice the spelling is slightly different. Okay, nowadays these words are less common. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. I still hear them used. Okay, we'll get to that later. Let's look at some other information here. All right. People at the wedding. We're going to kind of skip back and forth. People at the wedding. The actual English words for all the people who go to a wedding. Okay, there they are. Okay, let's read a little blurb, one sentence at a time, and see if we can pick out the correct words to fill in the blank. Julio. Starting from the two people.
Okay, the two people getting married are the bride and the groom?
That is correct. The bride and the groom in English. Absolutely correct. Okay. Julio, how about you? Are you a married man?
No, I'm single.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we can go to Keiko. Keiko. From they are.
They are being married by the clergyman.
Okay, by the clergyman. Fine. It could, whatever your religion is, often a religious figure, but also in the United States you can be married by kind of a, how do I explain? How do I explain?
A priest,
Yeah,
a pastor, a rabbi.
Sure. All of those things are a religious leader. But in the United States, for example, you can be married by a man, his position is called the Justice of the Peace. Interestingly, this is a very minor elected official who basically has no duties whatsoever except to marry people. It's a very strange elected political position. No one ever says, I'm a Republican justice of the peace. It has no party. They have no political governmental duties, like whatsoever, except they have this title which enables them, gives them the legal qualifications to marry someone. There's one other very special person, another position, who is allowed legally in the United States, or for Americans, to marry two people. Keiko, do you have any idea who this person is? Even though they have no religious authority, they have no government authority. Who else can marry people? Any idea?
I think he's the judge.
No. Judges are justice of the peace, generally speaking. But actually, judges don't marry people in the United States because then they may have to preside over their divorce case later. so, yeah. So it's very rare, if ever. Often, I should say always, a judge is a justice of the peace, but often.
Teacher, in Chile, for example, we have two ways for getting married. One way is the religion, the way for the religion.
Yes.
You can choose maybe a pastor, a cleric, or if you wanna, you can choose a shaman, like a Mapuche, way. And the other option is the legal way, with
Okay, you can have a religious ceremony with some religious leader presiding. The religious leader, we could say he presides over the marriage. Okay, or you can have a civil ceremony. A civil ceremony is presided over by a justice of the peace. Right. There's one other guy that can do a civil ceremony, and it is illegal in the United States, and that is a captain of a ship. Okay. Strangely, people, I guess, I don't know, because you might be, your ship may be sinking, you may be on the Titanic, for example, and you want to exchange your vows, or get married, exchange your vows. This is a euphemism for get married. You may want to exchange your vows before the Titanic sinks, and the captain can legally marry you. And it's legal by American law, strangely enough. So that was the odd one. Obviously, that is a very rare occurrence. Okay. Heidi,
Teacher.
next. Yes, Keiko?
And who is this? Who presides the ceremony?
The captain.
Captain of the ship?
Yeah. That's right.
It is the name of.
Well,
of the,
by American law, if you're a captain of a ship, if you're in charge of a ship, you're the boss of a ship, you have to, that's a legal title. You have to be registered legally as the captain. Not anybody can just say, I'm the captain of this ship. It has to be, it's a legal title.
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
You can't just buy a ship and say, hey, I'm the captain. You have to probably pay money, more than likely, and you have to get a special, it's like a special license or certificate or something like that. And if you're commercial, like a fisherman, or you're a captain of a tanker, or something like that, it's a legal, you have to have this kind of certification. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, to tell you the truth, in order to be officially a captain. Okay. Heidi, moving on from the two.
The two little girls are the bridesmaids.
Okay. Well, yeah, let me see. Oh, these guys over here. Okay. Yes. All right. In that case, peeking their head around, yes, those are the bridesmaids. All right. Heidi, in Japanese weddings, is it traditional to have bridesmaids and ushers or best men?
No, we are not Christian. So, but young people want to have a ceremony in like church, not a real church. Then they ask some very cute little girl around their relatives to ask bridesmaids. They hold the wedding bell or a dress when the dress are very long.
Yes. Right. That long part of the dress, by the way, that goes way, way back in very, very traditional style weddings, that's called a train. So they hold the train as the bride walks down the aisle like that. It's called a train, just like choo-choo train. Okay. I see. Okay. Right. Alan, next one.
The man standing on the groom's right is his best man.
Best man, the best man. Okay, that's right. Very good. And Julio, the last one here.
The wedding guests are watching the ceremony.
Excuse me. Sorry. Yes, absolutely correct. All these people back here are the wedding guests. Oh my goodness, they have 1 million people at their wedding. Look at that. Like a football field or something. Okay, crazy.
Hey, teacher?
Yes.
You can have more than one best man?
Yes, I was just going to bring that up. Okay, here's their best man, somewhere over to the left, not in the picture. There may be more than one. There may be another 1, 2, 3 other guys, other men. They are called ushers. They are called ushers because just like an usher in a movie theater who shows you where your seat is in the movie theater, an usher, one of their principal responsibilities is to show people where to sit in the church or in the hall or wherever you are. They'll greet guests as they come in. Are you with the bride or the groom? Very commonly, what happens is, see the bride, the groom's family and friends will be over here on his side, and the bride's family and friends will be over here on this side. That's very common, and the ushers will greet people down here at the door and say, "Are you with the bride or with the groom?" And then they'll take them to the appropriate. Obviously, the immediate family, the parents or something, grandparents are going to be seated in the front up here, obviously, for obvious reasons. Okay, so there's a best man and ushers. In addition, okay, these are bridesmaids, but there's also another, often like the best friend of the bride or her sister, maybe, might be she's called the maid of honor. All right, so she is the equivalent of the best man. Her title, what we call her in English, is the maid of honor. Sometimes we have a little girl and a little boy follow all these people, and the little girl may maybe she holds the train like Heidi was expressing. Maybe there's a couple of them to hold the train. Maybe she has a little basket and she's throwing flowers as the bride walks down the aisle, the middle section. She's the flower girl. or maybe, yeah, she's called the flower girl. And sometimes there's a little boy, and he may have the rings on a little pillow, on a fancy little pillow or something. And he's the ring bearer. Sometimes you have flower girl and ring bearer, sometimes not. It's not necessary. Sometimes you have ushers and the girls there. What are they called? I forgot already. Bridesmaids. Sometimes not. It's not necessary. Okay, so that's the crew.
Teacher,
Yes.
bridesmaids is the same as maids of honor.
The maid of honor. It's always the maid of honor because there's only one. So you may have one maid of honor and 2 or 3 bridesmaids. Don't ask me what the bridesmaids' duties are because I have no idea. I have no idea what they do. The best man, for example, he has certain duties. He may be asked to carry the rings. He will help with the arrangements for the wedding. He will give a speech at the reception, which is the dinner or party after the wedding. He will have to give a toast. He will arrange the party for the groom if there's going to be a bachelor party. The maid of honor would do similar things. The maid of honor would help the bride find a dress, pick the flowers, blah, 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 all those kinds of things. So they help out with the wedding. I guess that's what the bridesmaids do, too, I suppose. I don't know. I've never been a bridesmaid. Keiko. Yeah.
Here we have more than one best maid that are called like godfathers, and they are witness of the ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
They sign the documents, the registers of the records of the marriage couple.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, by law in the United States, all you need somebody who's legally going to conduct the marriage or preside over the marriage. You need a bride and groom, obviously. And I think you need, I can't remember, 1 or 2 witnesses, official witnesses who can witness the marriage. But that's all you need, really, to legally get married. I think it's only 1 witness, actually. Okay, now this next part might be interesting for some of you. These are the vows, the marriage vows a man says in Britain and usually the United States too. Now these are the classic traditional vows. Nowadays, I think in Great Britain and also definitely in America, most people choose to write their own vows. So the bride makes her own vows, the groom makes his own vows, says whatever he wants to say in this part of the ceremony, the exchanging of the vows. But these here are the classic vows. Let's see. Let's try reading this. Okay. Goodness, where were we? Okay, Julio, Keiko, I think. All right, Keiko.
I, John Smith, take thee, Jane Brown, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward for better, for healthier.
Think contrast, opposites, antonyms.
For better, for worse.
Yeah. Go ahead.
for richer, for poorer,
Yeah.
in sickness and in health,
Mm-hmm.
to love and to cherish till death. till death us do part.
I always thought it's till death do us part, but okay. All right.
Death do us.
Do us part. Don't ask me to make
Do-
sense of the English grammar or some of the words. It's very old, obviously, for obvious
Old
reasons.
English.
Yes, it's very old English. So some of the grammar structure and some of the words, the, for example, the is a very formal old word for you. Okay, for obvious reasons, it's very old. So there it is. The classic vows.
King James Bible used a lot of old words like the, though.
Yes, it
Yeah?
does. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, that is absolutely true. So I really don't want to tackle that with you guys. Sorry to say, but my old English is not so good. Yeah. Oh, yes, I remember those horrific days studying Shakespeare. Oh, my goodness. What a nightmare. Just so you guys know, if you ever have to study, or if you ever had to study Shakespeare in English, English speakers don't know what the heck he's talking about either, just so you know. Okay? It's very difficult for us as well. All right? It's like a different language. Okay, we're going to do a little mix and match exercise now. Before the wedding, all right, getting prepared, making arrangements. Okay, all the stuff that you have to do. Well, all right. Mix and match the sentence, beginning of the sentence with the end, and then maybe we'll talk about it a little as we go. Heidi, number 1.
Julie has sent out an invitation to all the wedding guests.
Where is it? Here it is. E. Okay. Yes, this is a big deal. Okay, does this happen in Japanese weddings?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Usually the bride and the mother, often the mother of the bride, agonize over what?
It we need to sign yes or no for the invitation. But we can't say no.
Yeah, okay, that's basically the same in Western culture. Yeah.
Yeah, before sending the invitation cards, they asked us, can you come to our party or not? So after that, they send me us, so we can't say no.
Right, okay. That's very funny. It's funny and very pretty much the same in Western culture too. Heidi, speaking of the wedding invitation, invitations not just for weddings but other invitations may have what's called an RSVP. Do you know what that stands for?
Mm-hmm.
Or do you know what it is?
No.
Okay, it's an acronym, capital letters that represent words, but a little bit odd because this acronym represents completely a French phrase. Response, s'il vous plaît.
Ah, okay.
In other words, please respond. But that's why the letters RSVP, it seems odd because it's French. Response, s'il vous plaît. Okay. So please respond so that they know how many people are coming. They can make the proper arrangements, the right amount of food and all of that fun stuff. And the bride and the bride's mother agonize and try to pick the perfect invitations with the colors that match the wedding and gold print and the right font, and oh my goodness, it's so stressful. Usually the bride could care less. Write it on crayon. I don't care. Well, the wedding's purple. Use a purple crayon. Who cares? All right. All right. Alan, number 2.
Okay. Dave has asked his brother to be best man.
Okay. All right. So there you go. The groom has to ask somebody to be his best man. Kind of a big deal for him. Another part of that is the traditionally the groom. It's usually after the wedding, actually. The groom will buy the best man some kind of keepsake, some kind of gift, maybe a watch or something memorable, maybe even inscribed. Some kind of gift, usually. Julio, number 3.
They have booked the hotel for the reception.
Very good. Yes, you need to obviously book not only the hotel, but you're going to have to book the place where you're having the actual wedding itself. Even if it's a church, you need to book it. Some kind of place.
The reception is after or
the reception
before?
is the after. Reception,
Okay.
like receive. Okay. After, immediately after the wedding, there's a reception, usually involving a lot of drinking, dancing, and eating at dinner normally. Yeah. You could have a reception at a hotel. You could book a banquet hall. Maybe, well, anywhere you want, really. But, yeah, you've got to book those. In the United States, for example, the big wedding month is June in the United States. And if you want to book a place for a wedding or a reception in June, then you better do it in maybe August, the year before, because you're never going to get it. A lot of weddings happen in June. I don't know why.
Why, John?
Why June? I don't know, because in the United States the weather's nice. The weather's more reliable. You know, in the spring it rains a lot. In July and August there's tornadoes. I guess. I don't know, because pleasant weather. It's usually quite nice. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. But anyway, that's the big wedding month in the United States. May and June, I guess. May, you know, the springtime, flowers, all that. Okay, Keiko, number 4.
Julie has bought her wedding dress.
Yeah, wedding dress. Yeah, absolutely. Once again, another huge deal for the bride and her mother and the maids of honor and whoever. Strangely, an funny aspect of at least American weddings, I can't speak for all Westerners, but in American weddings, the bride's dress is normally, obviously, extremely beautiful. Traditionally white, lacy, lots of frill, sometimes simple, sometimes lacy, depends on the tastes of the bride, but always quite beautiful. On the other hand, the maid of honor and the bridesmaids are frequently made to wear some weird color like orange or green or pink or light blue or something purple or something strange, and the dresses, by contrast to the wedding dress, are quite ugly, frequently ugly. I think it's to make the bride look more beautiful. I'm not sure, but I don't know. It's an odd aspect For some reason, garish colors and simple styles and kind of not that attractive is kind of normal. All right, Heidi, number 5.
They bought each other wedding rings.
Okay. As far as I know, usually the male buys the wedding rings. Maybe not. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. All right, they get the wedding rings, which they will exchange at the wedding. Usually they have to synchronize that because, of course, you want matching wedding rings. For obvious reasons, I think. Number 6, Alan.
They've made a hen night on the Friday before the wedding.
No, not both of them. They, meaning Dave and Julie.
A stack night on the Friday
No,
before.
not both of them. No, that's coming up with 7 and 8.
Okay.
Okay. They've made a list. Okay. They're gonna make a couple lists. They're gonna make a list of guests, a guest list. That's one list. Then they're gonna make another list. Okay, a wedding list. Any idea what that is, Alan?
The
And
wedding list.
It's not the guests they're going to invite. They have to do that as well to make their guest list.
I don't know.
Okay.
For me, the same for invitation to all the wedding guests.
Well, here it is. A wedding list. They have to make their wedding list. It's a list of wedding presents you want. Usually from one big department store. In fact, couples who are being married sometimes register at a big store, whatever, Neiman Marcus, I don't know, whatever. And then if you are a guest, you can go to the store and there'll be a list of things that they want for their wedding, and you pick one of them, and then the store crosses that off the list so that the couple, when they get their presents, don't get repeated presents.
Okay.
So it's very organized.
or maybe make a change for travel.
No, this is totally different. They make their wedding list, or they register at a department store exactly things they want for a gift. Yes, totally different things they do. They make arrangements to travel, to go on their honeymoon after the wedding.
In my country, we can set a list in a store, in a big department store, and at the end of the wedding, you can choose for the gift, or maybe you can take a travel or the
I see.
money. It's
Oh,
like
I see.
an option.
Oh, okay. Yeah. In American culture, nobody does that.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, you take the gift. Okay, that's why I didn't understand what you were saying. Okay. Julio, number 7.
Julie's going to have a hen night on the Friday before the wedding.
Okay. All right. Brits use this term, a hen night. Americans used to call it a wedding shower for the women, for the bride. But now it's often called a bachelorette party instead of bachelor, which means a single man, a bachelorette, a single woman. Now it's the bachelorette party. Okay. Yeah, and the Brits call it a hen night, but it's the same idea, a party for the bride. How crazy it is or how tame it is depends on, I guess, the bride, and maybe it depends on the maid of honor, because this is one of her duties, is to arrange this party. All right. Meanwhile, the groom, Keiko.
Dave's going to have a stag night on the Friday before the wedding.
Okay. Stag night. All right, that's kind of British. Americans traditionally, more old, would say a stag party. Now, generally, we say a bachelor party. Nowadays, I think bachelor and bachelorette party are much more normal to talk about these events. What goes on at the bachelor party or the stag night, Keiko? Any idea?
It is a party offered to the groom by his friends when they celebrate something in common. For example, they can drink here in Brazil. Maybe then they can have a single woman at the party, not the bride.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. In America, there's going to be lots of drinking, and there might be even some girls. That's right. Scantily clad girls dancing around, whatever. Yeah. And who knows whatever crazy surprises that the best man might throw in there. Yeah, you just don't know. Okay, it can. Who knows? Just who knows? It's going to be a little wild, one way or the other. Okay, the following events describe a traditional wedding. Okay, different things that happen in a traditional wedding. So let's see if we can possibly put these in order before we finish the class. This is kind of the process here. All right, this could be challenging, especially at the beginning. Heidi, what happens first?
The bride arrives at the church late. No.
Yes, absolutely. Very good. Excellent. Good job. Okay. First, the bride traditionally arrives late. Everybody's waiting around. This is very, very normal. Okay. The groom and the men are already standing in the front of the church when the bride arrives. So that when the bride arrives, of course, it's a big show. Okay. And so next, Alan, after the bride arrives late.
Her father walks down the aisle with her.
Okay, very good. One thing, pronunciation, it's aisle. Aisle.
So difficult.
Yeah, well, not really. If you remember, it's pronounced exactly like I'll. I'll be late to class today. I will. The contracted form, I'll. Sounds the same. Also, the shortened form of the word island, like an island in the ocean, is I'll. I'll, I'll, I'll. They are all homophones. They all sound exactly the same. Okay, so, all right, the middle section between the two sides of a church is an aisle. If you're looking for spaghetti in the supermarket, you might have to go to aisle 7. All right, they have aisles in a supermarket. That's an aisle.
I never heard that word.
Mm-hmm. Well, we use it for very specific places: a church, a supermarket, movie theater. Movie theater. Okay, a movie theater has aisles between the seats. You know, you walk down. You walk down the aisle to get your seat in a movie theater. Yeah. Okay. All right. There we go. The father ceremoniously walks the bride down to the front of the church in front of everyone. And then, Julio, what might be next?
The couple make their wedding vows.
Indeed. Okay, the actual ceremony, the exchange of vows takes place. Exactly. Keiko, what happens after that?
The happy couple walk back up the aisle, man and wife.
Very good. The deal is sealed. The deal is done. Okay, it's too late to get out of it now. All right. Now it's the fun part. Heidi, okay, the ceremony's over. What happens next?
Their friends threw confetti at them.
Yes, they do. Or traditionally, it was rice, but yeah. Now they do all kinds of weird things, Heidi. They release butterflies. I don't know what's happening in the world today. I have no idea, but they can do all kinds of crazy things. Release doves. Who knows? Okay, as they're walking back, especially as they come out of the church, for example, their friends throw confetti or rice at them. Absolutely. Very good, Alan. And then what happens?
They cut the cake and make speeches.
Not yet. They haven't got that far yet. They're not going to do that at the church. They're still at the church. They just came outside of the church. They got confetti thrown at them. What's next? This next one, every wedding I've been to takes place after they come out of the church. Normally.
The happy couple.
Okay, I'm gonna help you out because, whoops, not this one.
Don't worry.
Because we've only got a couple minutes. They spend ages taking photographs. All right, the official wedding photographer sets up and he takes photos of the bride and groom, and then the bride and the groom and the best man, and then the bride and the blah 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 blah, the whole family.
I thought the letter E is the last of the sentences.
Okay, not in. Usually this is done. In the meanwhile, while this is going on with generally the bride and groom's immediate family, everybody else is doing the next step already, which is, Julio?
They go to a hotel for the wedding reception.
That's right. So the bride and groom and father and the bride, they're still taking pictures outside of the church. But if you're like a coworker or something, you're already at the hotel, at the bar. Woohoo! You got like a half an hour, 45 minutes of picture taking to have a couple drinks and figure out where your seat is and maybe go talk to that cute girl who's a friend of the bride's. All right. Keiko, what comes next?
They cut the cake and make speeches.
That's absolutely correct. Usually they have dinner and then cut the cake and make speeches. That's it. And then finally, after that, the bride and groom leave for their honeymoon. That's the last thing that happens. And in American culture, the bride and groom are the first ones to leave the party. I've come to realize in many cases that's not true in other countries. In the United States, the bride and the groom are actually the first people to leave. And everybody else keeps partying after they're gone. So there you go. There's the whole shebang, the whole ceremony. We are out of time. So thank you, guys. Thank you, bachelors, for participating in this learning experience. See you again soon, right here on Verbally. Bye.
Thank you, teacher.